Hi, good morning, dear friends and friendly subscribers. Welcome back to my channel. This is Inner Hill Tarot. Today we're going to do unboxing of this new Goddess of Love Tarot by Gabriela Herstick. And I'm going to do an energy pairing video with the Tarot of Aphrodite, the first edition by Natasha From. Just so you know, she's going to do another Kickstarter campaign for the second edition of Tarot of Aphrodite, and there will be a lot of different cards in it, and she's improving the quality of the cards and will be brighter, so I'm very excited about this. But I'm also, on top of that, I'm excited about this deck too, the Goddess of Love Tarot, because it's let me just make it up a little bit out, because it's first of all, it's a mass market deck, and it said that it's a book and a deck for embodying the erotic divine feminine. So I don't know what this means, but I think it could be quite exciting as well, especially pairing it with Tarot of Aphrodite, you know. It's come from Gabriela Herstick, illustrated by Julia Popescu. Snakes for hair. Oh, she's a Medusa. Okay. A Tarsher Perigi book. Awesome. Copyright 2023. Let's see. It's printed in China, unfortunately. So yeah. So what is this about then? Your heart is calling, and the keys to unlock its sacred mysteries are in your hands. Welcome to the Goddess of Love Tarot. The tarot is a portal into the esoteric. To enter requires trust, honesty, and vulnerability. For the cards to do their job, you must meet them halfway by opening your heart to their possibilities. Like the goddess, the tarot unfolds at your truest intention to meet the situation at hand. This deck is also a gateway to the temple of the goddess of love and sex. This temple may exist in sacred spaces around the world, but the only one you need is the most sacred one of all, your heart. Work with this deck for all matters of lust and love. Okay, so this is like for couple reading or love reading or something. How to read the tarot. Interesting. Goddess of Love blessing. So it's really beautiful. I think it can be useful for Venus transits, or yeah, Venus houses work kind of deal. Beautiful. There's an affirmation and journal question as well. I like this deck already. Okay, so let's start this silent flip through. Above anything else. So the card stock is a bit thinner, and it's a bit cheapy card stock that I wish they did better, but oh well, you know, sometimes beggars can't be choosers. How should I do this? It's too snug. This tarot what do you call it, this tarot mat is not big enough to do unboxing work. And this is the Tarot of Aphrodite from Natasha From, which I love very much as well, especially working during the spring and summer months, because it's just very appropriate for that time. And of course, because it's different, right? It's an indie deck, so I'm expecting to have a better cardstock, and it has like rose gold gilding, so it's super luxe in my opinion. Okay, so let's start with the flip through. I don't think I'm going to be so silent, but yeah, let's see what is going on. Enjoy. So for in the beginning even, we already have a very interesting point of view instead of why is it not straight? Am I the one who's making it not straight? Okay, now it's better. Okay. Coolio. Okay, so from the beginning, where is it's the full card, it's already have a different name instead of the full. The Tarot of Aphrodite calling it the birth, and the Goddess of Love Tarot as the void. It's kind of like makes me feel it's the universe comes from nothingness, you know, so it's like the virgin birth or something. It's very, very sensual imagery, actually. Both are, in a way. Beautiful. Oh, this has something to do with the tantric in the Tibetan style. Interesting. The enchantress. Wow, it's with the all over the world. The seer and the high priestess. I think these two decks is also good for working now towards the Halloween season, the Samhain. Hear me out. I know it's a bit stretched, sound like, but it's kind of, if we want to work with our hidden lust and why, for example, our sexuality is kind of repressed or something, it feels to me it's a very nice deck to work with the Empress. Look, Aphrodite. It basically looks the same. It's beautiful. Okay, so in this deck, the Sovereign is still woman as well. Interesting. And Tarot of Aphrodite, I like it that the fact they still have this masculine Aries. Hero duel. I have to read about this. What is a hero duel? It's the female equivalent of Hierophant or something. The lovers. It's funny because it's like a very romantic love, and which is this is like a card of choice, so there is a little bit of alchemy, inner alchemy also work here. Very interesting imagery. Look at this chariot, is quite similar with the sun feeling. Incredible. And in here the chariot itself is the Markaba. Look, it's so similar as well in here with the hand gesture. Instead of subduing the lion, both of this strength cards imagery is to release the lion and let it be. It's a very, very tantrika. Yeah, the left hand path. It's beautiful. Also correlating the hermit with the scarf here. And also with the pomegranates, kind of give me the feeling of the high priestess as well. Sorry, it's so the fates, wheel of fortune. Balance and justice. It's really erotica. The hanged one. It's funny with the death of the Chinamasta. She should have like another follower for her next to her. It's very interesting imagery. Temperance, the goddess of healing. Oh, look at these two devils. What does this looks like? Oh wow. It's the Kundalini go up to the head through sexual means, through masturbation. This is like a really highly occult, and it's very tantrika methods on getting enlightened. The tower. The tower in here is more like a menstruation cycle to me. Oh, look at this, the star, of course, Inanna, the goddess of Sirius star. Wow, it looks beautiful. Both moon look, the Hathor, the scarab. It's beautiful deck. It's really unfortunate with the card stock. It's too cheap. The sun with segments. So beautiful. Judgment card. It's like a Sheila Nagig in England. Wow, look at the world cards, both of world cards. It's like so above, as without, so within kind of feeling. Such a strong imagery. Wow. Okay, this is additional card. Ace of Wands. I like the way this deck have the wands suit as roses, because all of the passion, it's not blooming at the same time. It takes time, right? With the unicorn. Very interesting imagery between the two of them. It's like this is inside and this is manifesting to the outside. It's like these people in here, you know. And also the color is very similar. It's quite beautiful. It's so exciting for this and looking forward to work with two decks together. Look at this with Six of Wands. Beautiful. Seven of Wands. And I like it that they stick with the energy of the jaguar, which is like a fire for a lot of culture around the world, like in South America. The jaguar is the animal of fire, you know, even in Native American, Indian also. Nine of Wands. I actually don't really understand why Natasha put this as a Nine of Wands, actually. Maybe the feeling of overburden already. And the Ten of Wands. Yeah, the Ten of Wands for both deck, I feel a little bit weird because it's supposed to be Saturn in Sagittarius, which is like, yeah, you want to hold down the expansive energy. Maybe this is the expansive feeling that felt very bound into the earth. Looks also like a rose. Very funny. Princess of Wands, Maiden of Wands. Look at this, Priestess of Wands and Witch of Wands as a knight. Interesting thoughts. Oh, in this deck, the king is before the queen. Passionate wands. Oh, the king of wands is the crown of wands here. Okay, the one with the wisdom of the kundalini. Wow, it's really a woman deck, this Goddess of Love Tarot. Ace of Cups. I really love this Two of Cups. It's very romantic. Three of Cups. Same person. It's quite peepish, huh? In the Goddess of Love Tarot, in the Minor Arcana, actually. It's beautiful. Past life energy, and also the Seven of Cups is also nice because it's about the siren energy here. That's kind of thrown you off into choosing things that is not appropriate for you. That is really nice. Okay, it's like kind of peepish, and I don't understand why this imagery looks like this. Oh my god. Nine of Cups, that is very, very, very sexual. Nine of Cups. The Ten of Cups is also become peepish. Look, this imagery was in this Seven of Cups, the same one. I like it in here better, even though it's darker though, because it's just like a little bit weird in the Seven of Cups. Oh, this is as the Maiden. Witch of Cups. See the Queen of Cups here. There's so much nudity in both decks, actually. I like it in here that the archetype of king, it's still a male that's depicted. I feel that there should be balance in decks, both male and female energy, but that's just me. Two of Swords with the Isis and Horus. Why Isis and Horus and Two of Swords? That is interesting image. Oh, beautiful Three of Swords, both of them. Four of Swords. More swords for the Three of Swords, please. It's not enough. Look, it's the same. It's like breaking his heart. game going on. And 5 of Swords, huh? And the 6 of Swords. It's a bit peepish. I started to study again about the energy of swords. Sometimes people think of energy of swords is the energy of deceit, right? And but I think after I read again, what people don't understand is from the old Rider Waite Smith's iconography, there's a guy who would take 5 swords and leave 2 behind. It's the act of diplomacy, because it's not like he's stealing swords. He wants to make the battlefield even for both sides to actually talk things out, right? And I think with the 7 of Swords, I feel like this is the Matahari, you know, the spy in the early 20th century, a Dutch spy that called Matahari. She's an enchantress as well. That she's the one who's also helping the world over quicker as well. And with this 7 of Swords, with the moth in here, 3 of them together, and these 3 together with the blooming of the truth of the situation, right? So I feel that, and then the additional is the moon as the seventh element in this archetype card. So I do feel that there is a feeling of negotiation and push and pull. Try to look things from diplomatic standpoints, you know, what can be revealed, what should be transformed, what should be stay hidden with the moon here. There's a lot of more things going on with these 2 7 of Swords. It's beautiful. Yeah, normally I'm not so evoked by a lot of minor arcana cards, but this is like really beautiful cards. Look at this. Nine of Swords. The end of things and the beginning of things, which is now Saturn in Pisces time. The end of things and the beginning of things. Look at this Priestess and Witch. It looks the same to me, but one is wearing the armor. See the Queen. Look at these queens with the swords. So beautiful. Crown here with the King. This is the fertility goddess. Beautiful. It's really I like this style. It's combining everything, combining the European mother goddess with the Japanese this 18th century art, and the lotus from India, and the chakra Muladhara. It's so insane. Wow, look at this 2 of Pentacles, huh? 2 of Coins. Stunning work. Look at this inner alchemy and outer alchemy between these 2 cards. This is what's happening outside, and this is what's happening inside when you work together. A beautiful work. This is the statue that's It's the same. And even the clothing is the same color. The Four of Pentacles. Beautiful. Look at the Six of Pentacles. Are they copying this deck with these two cards? It's quite almost insane. No, look at this is one of the cards why I'm backing this deck in Kickstarter, by the way. Look at how delicate it is. Putting the pearls, putting very important stuff. Saturn, or Jupiter rather. The cow. The energy of patience. The Eight of Pentacles. Beautiful work, both of them. Oh. It's a bit peepish here, but I think it's because it's want to highlight the alchemical work. So it's become like this. It's the same. It's like it is the past life and it's become like this now. This is the idea and the manifestation. It's beautiful. Queen of Pentacles. I love it's go back again, coming back all of the elements of the helpers, animal helpers. Crown of Pentacles. This is the back of the deck. Okay, so we just finished the silent flip through. I'm not going to do the shuffle with this deck because you can see it from the other unboxing and the energy pairing between this deck and the Tarot of Delphi that I had. But I'm going to use to do this one. I'm trying out because it's a new deck here. What I think about this deck is it's quite stunning with the iconography. I feel, and also because it's including a little bit of the Egyptians, Grecian, Christian, and even like the mother goddesses in the East iconography without feeling very forced. I don't know how they do it, but they did it really nicely actually in this deck. It's highly commendable what they did, in my opinion. The only thing is the cardstock doesn't feel very luxurious in my hands, and some of the iconography, it feels very peepish in some of the minor arcana deck, but when we shuffle it, it feels fine to me, you know. So you see, it's fine, but the card stock in itself is kind of bowing in a way. Look, it's bowing already, so it's unfortunate. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I would say it again and again because I think if they just publish it themselves, they could afford a better cardstock for the people like this. Yeah, you kind of have to work it out. And the thing that I would say I'm a little bit concerned where using this deck is because the lack of imagery of the male archetype, and instead it's just like focusing on the female archetype, which is, to me, it feels quite one-sided, and they decided to reduce the male archetype feeling as a snake or as a crystals, you know, instead of like giving us the imagery of a real male in the deck. maybe this is for people who identify as women and lesbians. I'm not saying it's bad, okay, but it's just like it feels to me that there is a little bit of male phobic feeling in this deck, and there's a feeling, a sense of infanticide, the male, like for example with this Isis, the male is appear only as a child, as a boy. So I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, in general, I really like the boldness of this deck. You know, the iconography is really beautiful with the red border here. It's totally striking art. I just wish there's some male imagery in the deck. I mean, I understand if it's like female, it's a Goddess of Love tarot. It's just, yeah. But beggars can't be choosers, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, the whole imagery, it's very, very interesting. Interesting thoughts. It's kind of like taking on a lot of different point of view in female sexuality across the world, and for some reason it's about the self in a female form and how to pleasure oneself in a female form. I guess that's how I should say it. Look at this stunning. But that is my hot takes of this deck, Goddess of Love Tarot. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please don't forget to subscribe, share and comments, because by doing so you're really helping a lot my channel, and I'm really will be forever grateful to you. And if you feel like this is a useful video for your tarot study, please do comments and share it with people who probably can use them as well. And thank you so much for your time. Please enjoy your day and night, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.